We're back. So this is going to be our time this week when Kristen or I or both of us will be here, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern, Monday through Friday, if you can believe it, this week. So you're going to get a lot of Sarah and Kristen. I hope you guys enjoy it. We've got 2 kits we're working with this week, which is going to be a whole lot of fun. For those of you that were able to get one of the customer appreciation kits, we are going to open it tonight, and Kristen is going to make something with the kit, which is super exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So first thing I'm thinking is, how do we follow Andrew? I mean, he is the funniest. So entertaining. So entertaining. I always enjoy.
He's still here with us.
Yes, he is here with us. And look, mine came in the mail.
Oh, good. You got it.
I have mine now too. I just went into the mailbox around about an hour or so ago, and it was there. So happy to have
this picture of Kristen and I is when we came out with our book, Seed Bead Revolution, and we got to go to JTV together.
We were on TV.
And it was at Christmas time, and so the studio was decorated for Christmas. It was so beautiful, and it was a really fun trip. We did a beading pajama party, which
we
Kristen
did in the
really,
hotel room. That's
Kristen
right.
was really upset with me because my pajamas were like yoga pants
and a t-shirt. I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, we're gonna have a pajama party, so I went and got PJs. I even got them in Softflex colors. I got myself like a button-down PJ set, and she's like, oh, this is my, I'm like, those are yoga pants and a t-shirt. That's what you can wear anytime.
That's what I said. My pajamas.
I still wear those pajamas actually. So it was a good ride for me. It's going on a couple of years now, and I'm still wearing those on a regular. So.
Well, before we get going, I want to show you the necklace I was working on with one of Andrew's pendants, and I'm going to finish it off, and then I will open up the kit and show you everything inside of the kit, and then I'll turn it over to Kristen, and she has a really fun design to show you today using the kit. I think you're doing macrame.
I am. I actually pulled out 2 necklaces I made with Andrew's pendants too. So I'm going to show them real quick in the beginning. And then we're going to do some macrame. And Kim is saying that was fast, trying to keep up with the lives and no coffee. And
why do you have no coffee?
I only had about a half a cup today because I just got busy and didn't get to finish it. But a half a cup is plenty for me, because anything more than that, I get a little loopy. But yeah, this is super fast. This is going to be a marathon week, as Sarah was saying right before this video.
I was like, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. We have undertaken a beading marathon, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm personally super excited because, as most of you know, we've had a little bit of a cancer scare here with my husband. And it's just so nice to spend time with friends. It's so nice to get the beads out and just kind of mess around. And it's really nice to be busy right now. It's like, it's really helpful.
Have your mind on something else, on creating, is very helpful to get through stressful times, for sure.
And that's always my suggestion to all of you when you're going through hard times, when things are difficult. Find a space to be creative, whatever it happens to be, like sketchbook Sundays with Kristen, or a little painting or jewelry making, something, that's light and easy and doesn't take too much work or concentration, but can really, really help you feel better.
Yeah.
Keep a smile on your face while things are moving forward.
There's something so empowering about creating something from nothing and being able to really focus in on your present moment and what you're doing right then and there, and letting the rest of our stresses and our daily life difficulties kind of fade away a little bit. And I know sometimes we have mobility issues and other things that may cause an issue. So I love having a toolbox of creative things that I can do, so that what makes sense for me in that moment is where I can go to really find my center and just give myself a little love, a little grace, and a lot of creative magic.
Yeah, and I think if you're having a hard time with the making part, there's also the viewing part. You can also go to an art museum or an art gallery that's local. Go to your local bead store. A lot of bead stores will have made up designs all around the store, and they can give you tons of inspiration. They also may have a really great book section, which you can thumb through and kind of get some ideas, find some inspiration that way as well.
Yes, that's a very good point. Sometimes you don't have to actually be creating the item in that moment to get the same thing, going to view it, like you said, in the museum, pulling out your supplies, looking at your beads. I mean, they are gorgeous little works of art all in themselves, aren't they? So just giving, yourself to just enjoy your collection, all of those things are great ways to be connected to your craft, but maybe if you can't actually create in that moment.
Yeah. I'm hoping we're going to get some of you guys on the East Coast too, that we often are on a lot earlier. And with this being at 4:30, it's 7:30 out there on the East Coast. So I'm hoping maybe some after dinner folks that, don't normally get to watch us will get to hop on here and check it out. And of course, if you don't catch us live, you can always watch the replays. We will be saving all of our videos, like the one from Allegory Gallery today, the kickoff earlier today, and then this video as well. You can watch it when you do get home from work later in the day. We're happy to see all of you that are here live, though. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. So go ahead and get your table down, Sarah, and I'll just look at a few of these comments that are coming through. We've got Gail says her craft room is her safe place always. Yeah, I love that. It really is a safe place. Penny reminds us, don't forget that worry can be a wasted effort. Get results and plod on to the next step. So true. I do get caught up in worry, and I do feel like being busy with a creative craft helps me get out of that worry mind for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I am a worrier, but I also like to go one step at a time, so my husband's a little more worried than I am at this point. But he's also the one kind of in the middle of it, so it's a little harder. Yeah.
Terry loves staring at and holding her beads. It's very calming. Yeah.
It is. Some beads have such good energy, and it can really help. I think we're getting a little feedback somewhere. There, you got it, Kristen. Okay, so I started this while I was talking with Andrew on the last presentation, and I had pulled out one of his pendants that he had sent me a while ago. And it's just a beautiful bear. And it reminds me of the bear that's on the flag of California, which is my new adopted state. I've been here about 4 years now. And I feel like I'm becoming more and more of a Californian every day. And of course, Softflex has been in California for around 30 years. Both owners are Californians. And one of them actually is born and raised in Sonoma, which is where Softflex is located. So he's like a hometown guy. And that's Scott, who we talked about earlier, whose birthday it is today. And so I saved this one. He had sent me so many beautiful pendants, you guys. He has a ton of different styles. You can see them on allegorygallery.com. He had sent a bunch of them. And so I gave them around the office to my coworkers and sent some to Kristen, which she'll show you in just a minute. But I saved this one for a special design. And I knew when I was going to have Andrew on today that I needed to pull it out. It just felt like that perfect moment when I could use this little bear. And of course, we've got our customer appreciation bead mix, which is going to be in this kit. But we had some extras that we've been giving away when you buy a quad of beading wire. And so I took 3 of the colors from the quad and I crimped them with a 2x2 millimeter Softflex crimp tube. I left a nice long piece to attach my clasp, and then I braided the wire down to where I wanted to add the beads. I crimped again. I strung all 3 wires.
Oh, wow. You got them through all those beads.
And my pendant. And I came out the other side. And if you couldn't fit them through all of the beads, you could just do 1 wire. And then you can
That's
add your
true, because you've got it. Yeah, you can crimp the other ones there.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I braided this. I just did this on a reel. I rushed after finishing with Andrew. I rushed over to Instagram and I braided this up and crimped the other side. And now I'm just going to add this sweet little tiara cast maker's clasp to the end. And that'll just take me a second here. Let me grab my crimps out. And then we will look at this great kit that everybody's been waiting to use. So I'm just on my 1 piece of wire, and I kept the same color on both sides, the pink tourmaline. I'm going to string a second 2x2 millimeter Softflex crimp tube. I'm going to string my finding and then go back in. Sometimes I will double up crimps like this when I'm ending off multiple wires. And I think it just looks like a little decorative ending. It doesn't bother me to have them kind of doubled up. You want to make sure your clasp can move around, of course. You don't want it to feel really stiff or have a lack of flexibility. And then I'm going to go in.
You can easily add a little bead in between those two if you wanted to also, if somebody wanted to.
Yeah, that would be super cute. Yes, you could definitely do a bead if you want to. And then I'm going to take my magical crimpers and I'm going to make a magical food. Ravioli.
I think I'm going to be having ravioli for dinner by Friday night.
Yeah, I was really happy. My husband came in right before I started and he said he's going to go pick up dinner tonight. And I said, woohoo!
I haven't even thought about what I'm doing for dinner.
Oh, man. Good luck with that.
But that's me most days. So
yeah. And then I'm going to trim and I've got my attachment. And then I'm just going to do that same thing on the other side real fast. And I'll have a really sweet little necklace. I like how these beads kind of look like berries. So I was thinking about how bears eat berries. And how
that's so true.
Fun little mixture.
That's your very pretty necklace.
Oh, listen to you. Very cute. Very cute.
Very cute. Oh
okay, gosh. I'm going to go in. I'm going to crimp this side too, just like the last. And get that all attached. So your first pass, you should get a little 4-corner square. And then you're going to compress in those 4 corners and just go around it, tightening it down.
Robin is saying, is it drinking game night? And Terry says we need to take a drink every time we hear ravioli. And I have.
Oh, well, I got to say it more. I just made ravioli.
I have some water here that I'm drinking.
So I can partake as well.
Yeah. We should have did how many times do we hear the word ravioli throughout the week? And whoever gets the closest number.
Win a huge prize.
I know. Yeah.
That would have been so fun, Kristen.
I know.
If we have another one next year, we'll have to think about
that then. Yeah.
And ta-da! There is a sweet little necklace. Didn't take me long at all, and it uses one of those great pendants. And like Andrew said, you can do a lot of fun things to these pendants to make them yours. Whether you paint them or stamp on them, or I imagine you could even collage on top of them. I was thinking about.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea to try.
And
I love that they're double-sided so that you can always, that's what I've done with my pendants, is that I painted one side and left the other side natural so that depending on the day, you know, how I want to wear it, I can just flip it around.
That's a great idea, Kristen.
So the collage would be fun to try.
All right, so that's done. I'm going to open up this kit, and then Kristen is going to make a macrame design, right, Kristen?
I am. While Sarah's opening that, I'm just going to show you my necklace here real fast. So This is the Triple Goddess Moon that I picked out from Andrew's Pendants and made this on a video a while back. Strung it with some moonstone and from one of our live sales, and these antique brass little components, spacer beads we had for a little while. And then this is finished off with a Maker's Clasp 2. It's the antique brass color. Sarah just used the bright gold, and this one's the antique brass. So I've got it painted gold on one side, and I just painted that with gold acrylic paint. Sanded it down first, and then it's natural on the other side. And then I also made this one on one of my videos in the past, which was the bunny. And this one has painted some colors on one side, some greens and pinks, and then just natural on the other side. So
good. I love how you painted the bunny.
Yeah, it's really fun. I think collage would be great to try next. Maybe I have one more left. I have an owl left that maybe I will think about collaging that beauty.
Yeah, Candy Cooper's gotten me so into probably all of you too, into the idea of collaging. It has just been stuck in my brain. Hey, look what I was making this weekend, you guys. I got some faux leather and I was cutting some strips, and I think we're going to use these for a fun present at some point. But aren't they fun? And then I'll poke some holes in them and we can bead with them.
Very nice. Is it a teardrop or is it an ellipse shape?
I think it's supposed to be a leaf, actually.
Oh, I see.
Yes. A tree.
Right.
And so I was like, ooh, that's neat. And you could cut a bunch of them at one time. It was already all set up for me.
I love how that can be layered. Like you can layer something on top of it.
You could make smaller ones too and layer them on top of it, or beads. String some beads in front of it and let it be the background. But I will be probably making some sets of these, and they will be gifts at some point. If you like them, will you give me a heart or a thumbs up so I can see what you think? It's a faux leather, and it's what people have been using a lot for earrings and pendants and things. It's really light.
I've been seeing some earrings around with that kind of style.
Comes in lots of great colors. I have a bunch of metallic colors, which is what I'll probably use. But I'd love to know what you guys think of that piece. Okay, so here is the long-awaited Butterfly Garden design kit. And we put some extra special goodies in this kit. I'm excited to take a look at it with you. Ooh, I forgot that was in there.
Beads going flying. At least they're still in the package. They didn't roll around too much.
So this kit is not available right now, but you can get the summer rain kit, which we're opening up on Wednesday. And then we will have a brand new kit available for next month called the Purple Petal Design Kit, available on Wednesday when we open up that summer rain design kit for Kit Day. So kit, and more kits. But we're known for doing a kit a month at least, and they each have their own identity, but they all have some similarities in that they contain things like crimps, bindings, wire, everything you need to bead. So even if you're brand new to beading, you can partake with this kit with just some basic tools. And if you're not brand new, then you can mix and match in some of your beads and findings with the kit and make some really wonderful things. So in this kit, we're going to get some sterling silver 2x2 millimeter Softluxe print tubes. We are going to get a huge thing of findings here. Let's take a look. Let's sort it out and see what we've got here. We've got a really cute little butterfly connector. It looks like it's a bead. Maybe it's not a connector, it's a bead.
Oh, you can put a bead on the top and the bottom. That's very cute. But you know what? You could probably connect from the sides too.
Yeah, you could. Yep, that's true. I didn't think about that. You could connect from the two ends.
It does look like there's two holes in the top corners. I
know, that's what I thought. But
is it just decoration?
Yeah, just decoration. I think
okay.
There's a little dot, polka dot up there. We do have some cute little butterfly charms in there. You can also get some of these on our website, and a butterfly toggle. Also available in 2 metal tones on our website. One has already sold out. We have some head pins. We have a bunch of ear wires. Trying to separate them out here. Quite a few ear wires in this kit. A lobster clasp, and it looks like we got 2 of those butterfly pieces, and then some great little jump rings, all in the findings kit.
Oh, Robin is saying glue in some rhinestones. Yeah, you could do that if you have some tiny rhinestones you can glue into the corners of the little butterfly.
Good idea. This kit came with one of those beautiful check glass buttons, and it is stunning.
I love it. That's what I'm going to be using today as my clasp on the project.
I mean, look at how it catches the light. It's really, really pretty. These check glass buttons are made from vintage button molds, but they are made more recently, and but they're limited in supply. So it's not something you find all over the place. They're very special, really, really pretty. This kit also came with some really cool triangle 2-hole beads.
These are so fun.
They're such a pretty color.
They really are. I was trying to make those work in my design, but it just wasn't coming out the way I had hoped. So I had to.
I'll have to try to use those tomorrow.
Yeah, I have figured I'd have to do something different with those.
I mean, they would be fun just to string just like this with a bead between.
Right?
Just because they're just such an interesting shape and color.
And they just look comfortable on your wrist in that way, you know?
Yeah, especially once they're strung and they're not just like loosey-goosey when they sit, you know, flat like that.
Right.
What a fun shape that is. There's some really gorgeous fire polish purple.
I'll be using that strand today.
Those are pretty. Nice big size. Then some little pink ones.
I'm using those too.
Some of the 2-hole carrier beads in a purple. I think we have these on our website, maybe in a different shade of purple, or
we have different. Same? Yeah, we have different colors. I think they actually called these pink, so we must have a deeper purple. The ones that are on
like a lavender to me.
Yeah, it looks like a lavender to me too. But yeah, on the sheet it had said pink.
And then this bead mix, which is still available right now, is from Jesse James Beads. It's a custom designed bead mix, and they made it just for us for this kit. They don't sell it otherwise. And this is the bead mix that you can buy, or you can get for free right now when you buy the Softluxe Quad. And it's got a lot of great stuff. I've made 2 jewelry designs with it already, and I still have quite a few beads left from my other mix. It's got these really great gray suede tassels, beautiful faceted red coin beads, some gray. I haven't used these yet, these beautiful metal filigree beads. And then it has a lot of these metal pieces in here too, in 2 different shapes, which are nice for spacer beads.
So these are what Sarah used in her berry necklace she was just showing before.
Yeah, I made that necklace, and then I made one with Kay from Stars Clasps last week. So I made this one with Andrew today, and then I made this one last week with Kay from Stars Beads when she was beading. It's hard for me to just watch people bead, so
need to join in the fun.
Just need to make something. I just can't just sit here. But this is the one that I accidentally made asymmetrical, and it just turned out
very cute.
Just the way it was supposed to.
Yeah, I like that. You probably wouldn't have been able to do that had you tried, right? It was one of those things that was like, just happened that way.
It did, yeah. And I think I really like it like that. I was just talking and chatting away, and then I crimped the end, and I thought, oh, why is this side shorter?
Right?
Oh, and I was like, I like it though. So
yeah, it worked out really well. 2 very pretty designs, and there's still a bunch of beads left, and it doesn't look like you used pink, I don't think, in any of them. So it's interesting how you've got 2 very different feeling designs with similar colors, and then there's still even a bunch of pink and stuff left in that kit. So in that mix, I should say. Really pretty.
Yeah.
And show them the quad, because I don't know, the quad, it's been a little while since we've had it like front and center on the website. So I think you have it there.
I don't have much of the purple left because I used so much of it between these 2 designs. I need to grab a new spool of purple.
Oh, I have some in front of me too. So
I do have all 4 colors in the quad here, which is the purple amethyst, the pink tourmaline, the tanzanite, and the yellow lemon topaz. After this week, this is going to discontinue, and we will be launching our 2021 fall winter quad in October. So that's going to be coming up with a fresh new quad in just a few months here. And so this one, since summer is ending, we will be retiring this color mix. So if you want to buy it, you can get the free mix with it, or you can just buy it, buy the mix itself if you want to, if you missed out on the kit or you want more beads for your kit. And this is what I said.
No coupon necessary. Just add it to your cart, and you'll see the free bead mix get added along with it while supplies last. So once we sell out of the bead mix, then the free offer is no more, or it ends tomorrow, Tuesday, July 27th at midnight Pacific time, whichever comes first.
Jacqueline says summer never ends in Florida. I feel the same way in California, but I do like fall colors and fall designs as we move into fall. But yes, it's the weather itself is always kind of lovely here too. Okay, Kristen.
All right. Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm flipping over. Here you come.
Here we go. So we are going to make some Sawflex macrame today with those really pretty purple rondelles, those little pink rondelles. I think this is called like a daisy pattern. So we're going to do a square knot, and this will be like a little daisy pattern right here around the side. And then I'm using that gorgeous check glass bead that came in the Butterfly Garden kit as my clasp. I have another bead right here on my table that I'll just show you how to start the connection with. And this is not one we carry at Sawflex, but it is made by our friends over at Tiara Cast. And you may be able to find it with some of our friends like Kelly's Bead Boutique, Stars Beads, or The Bead Place. I believe all of them carry Tiara Cast items. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to use 2 colors out of the 3 that came in your Butterfly Garden kit. I don't remember if Sarah showed these to you or not, but when you open the kit, you get all 3 colors of Softlex feeding wire in 10-foot spools. I know, I pulled it out and I'm like, wait a minute. I think it's the first time I'm showing this.
Part of the kit.
These are part of the Butterfly Garden kit. It's the purple amethyst, the spinel, and the pink tourmaline. And this spinel color will be discontinued at some point. So it's a really pretty color. Hopefully it's introducing you guys to it. And on the light, it looks a bit shinier than it really is. It's like a soft red in person. So it's got a little more of a matte finish on it, but the light's giving it a little bit more of a brighter red glare there. So I'm going to use these 2 colors today, the spinel and the purple. I know I got someone that says, no, I love that color. Yeah, it's a really pretty color. We have garnet, which is very similar, a really close color to it. So that's the one that's going to be sticking around a little bit longer. So if you like this color, grab it while you can. And now that you guys have seen it and how pretty it is in this kit, maybe it'll be something that's on your next shopping list. So I'm going to share with you 2 ways you can do it. I did this one with the purple underneath and then the spinel as my knotting wire. And then that's how it looks. You just see a little bit of purple peeking out in between, but the spinel is really the star. I think the purple is nice going through those purple beads, but you can always flip it. I started with my first test doing it the other way around with the spinel on the bottom and the purple as the knotting wire. And so if you really want it to be very purpley, you could try and do it this way instead. So when using your 2 colors, the color that is going to be your base, I forget what they're called. It has a name, maybe warp color. This is the purple here. You're going to cut 2 feet of that one. And then your knotting wire, you're going to have 60 inches. So that's 5 feet of the knotting wire. And I'm going to start with the base wire, which is the 2 feet Softlex. And I'm just going to string that through my button. And then you're going to want to find the center. You want your button to fall into the center. And then I'm going to add a crimp on there and crimp that closed. Lydia is asking, how do you make the sticky outies on that purple one? I am going to share that with you. So we're going to make like little daisy around the outside wire. So I'm just going to take my 2x2 millimeter crimp tube in the sterling silver color, which is what you got in your kit, and just string that all the way up to the button, and that's halfway through so that I know I've got the same length on each side. What size, Karen is asking, is the rondelle that you're using? You know, I don't know. It was not listed on our sheet. I had a feeling someone was going to ask me that. I don't know if you happen to have your bead size chart handy and at all, Sarah, to check. I have mine hanging on the wall, so I'm not quite.
Which rondelle is it? Sorry, I was trying to share the video. Oh, the purple ones are
the purple swirl
here. We will look after and we will post it to you.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to do it.
All right, so I just have my crimp there, and then I'm going to tuck. I'm using the mini macrame board that you can find at softlexcompany.com, and I'm just going to tuck my button inside one of those notches to hold it in place, and then tuck the bottom wires at the end, just like so. Let's get myself a little more settled here. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is you take your longer wire, your knotting wire, which is 60 inches or 5 feet. I have a much smaller strand I pulled out here just to make it a little bit easier to see on the video. And you're going to put it underneath those purple wires. And you're going to find the center of that knotting wire so that this little loop here is just about the center. And the pink ones too, Karen is asking. The pink ones do have a size on our list. They are 3 by 4 millimeter pink faceted rondelles, which makes me feel like maybe these are like a 6 by 8. So we're gonna start by doing a square knot first, and I think I did 3 at the beginning. So to do the square macrame knot, we're gonna take our right side, gonna create a loop on top of the purple wire. We'll take our left side, go over the top of that spinel wire, under the purple, and pull it through. And that is 1/2 of the square knot. And I'll pull it up a little closer in just a second. So now we're going to do the other half, which is just going in the opposite direction. So we're going to make a loop on the left side. Have your spinel wire going over the purple. Then take your right side, go over the spinel, under the 2 purple lines in the center, and pull through that loop there. And that is your second pass, and that makes your complete knot. And then just pull it nice and tight. Let's see if I can get that to.
So one of the really nice things about Softflex beading wire is that you can knot it and it will not lose any strength or any durability where it's knotted. And that's important because when we first came out with Softflex, there was no other item like it out there. Tiger Tail, when it was kinked or if it got knotted, it would just simply snap and break where you kinked it. And so that made Softflex really revolutionary in that you can use it in this way with a knot or a kink and not have it actually snap and break any sooner than it would anywhere else on the wire.
Right. Yeah. Because in other products, it would have gotten very brittle and would lose its strength at that knot, and eventually, if not break off right away, would break off over time. Sharon is asking, I missed the type of wire you're using. Can you please say it again? So we are using the Softflex medium 0.019 diameter beading wire in spinel color and purple amethyst. All right, so I'm going to do another. So that was 1 square knot. So we're going to do that same thing again. We're going to take the right side over the 2 middle strands. The left side goes over that spinel wire under the 2 middle purple and pull it through the loop here. And then pull it all the way up. And then you're going to switch it and do it on the other side. So you'll start your loop on the left side over the 2 purple, pull this one down over the spinel through that loop that you created. And that is another complete knot. So now you have 2, and I did 3 to start. And actually, after you do your first one, you can even do it now, just going to scoot it up to that crimp so that there isn't any loose wire sitting there. So I did 3.
The Tiger Tail really was awful, Kim. You're right. Terrible. And that's what Mike just got so frustrated because he would make these beautiful designs and they would snap and break. And he just thought that there's got to be a better way to do this than do all this work, make this unique piece, and then have it snap and break as you're shipping it somewhere. So I feel very fortunate that he sat down and helped to create this great 49 and 21 strand product that's so much more flexible and capable of handling long-term abuse from beads.
Yeah, for sure. Softflex can take a beating. It really can. And there are definitely times when you're doing macrame that you sometimes, especially when you're doing a square knot, where you have to switch back and forth the sides, that you may end up doing, 2 or 3 on one side, and then you have to pull it back out and redo it. And Softflex can handle you doing that. So that's really nice to know. It might get a little wonky looking, but once you knot it again, you wouldn't even notice. So when you want to add a bead, you just string a bead on your center 2 lines. So the beads you use, it's important that they're going to fit on 2 strands of the wire that you're using down the center. So this way you can slide that on, and then you're just going to repeat that same thing, but you'll have a bead in the way there. So you're going to make your loop on the right, cross over the center, go down under the purple, and where are you? Where are you? Let's start that again. And pull your Softflex through, and then just scoot it up towards your bead. And you'll notice it kind of pops back away from the bead and that first pass. You're never going to get it to stay on that first pass. So you just tighten it as best you can. It's going to pop a little bit. And then when you get that second side done, it'll pop it in place. Let me just get that little guy in there. And then I like to do this. I like to pull here, so it pulls tight to my bead, and then pull the other wire close. And of course, my hands are totally sweating right now, which makes,
of course,
pulling the wire a little bit tougher. So I'm going to move over to this one here so that I can show you how to add in those little pink beads. And
you're
move this
doing
one
great.
off.
It looks beautiful, Kristen.
It's such a pretty design. I really, really love it.
It is.
So
it's very you.
Yeah.
Beautiful flowers.
Thanks. So we did 3 square knots at the top, and then strung a bead, and then I did 2 square knots in between each bead. So that's the pattern. So there's 3 there, bead, 2 bead, and then 2 square knots again, another rondelle. And I did that 4 times with just the rondelle by itself. And then I added a little daisy. And then we did another plain rondelle. And then I added another little daisy. So we're going to add 1 more daisy. And this is really fun too. So when you've got all your beads that you know you're going to be using, you can string them up and then just tuck your wires in here in your macrame board. So they're here waiting to be kind of moved up into place. And it's a nice way to hold on to them. Now for the ones on the side, I didn't string more than I needed in one pass, only because you're using these side strands to knot. And if you had too many beads strung there, then they would just kind of get a little confusing and cumbersome. So the ones that you're going to go down the middle, because you're not touching this strand, you can string those all up and just let them sit there, and then only string these little side beads when you're about to use them. So now that I'm ready for another bead here, I'll pull up that purple one right into the center, and then I'll pull all those pink beads on either side, just like so. Take my wire out of the notches so that I have it free, that I can use it for knotting. And then just like you do here on the regular one, I'm just going to do my square knot, and these beads will sit along the outside. So I'm going to make my loop on the right, crossing on top of the purple wires, taking the left one over, under the purple wires, and through that loop. And see how they just pop right into place? And then I'm going to do the same thing on the left side, and that'll tighten it up. So I'll make the loop, my little loop on the left, cross over my purple wires, take this wire under and pull it through that loop. And now I have one complete. You can even scoot that one up towards the bead just a little bit. And there's one complete square knot, and then I'm just going to do one more, and then I'd add another plain bead. Isn't that fun? And you really can change up. Oh, go ahead, Sarah.
It's really cute, and I've never seen you do this before.
I have not. I've only done it with just the beads down the center. This is the first time I'm doing those cute little beads around the side.
And if you guys like the idea of knotting Soflex, we have Danielle Wicks coming on with us mid-August. We have a date set with her, and we are going to talk about knotting between beads using Soflex.
Oh, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, which is something I hadn't ever done. I've knotted Soflex in macrame designs, but I've never been able to knot it nicely between the beads. But I saw her demonstration at Beads of Courage. She was a Designing with the Stars person with me, and we were both guests at the same time. And her method of knotting, which isn't specific to her, she learned it from someone else, but her method, I was like, wait a minute, that might work with Soflex. And lo and behold, when I tried it, it worked fantastically. And so we're going to have her on, and we're going to talk all about it next month here on the Soflex Facebook page and our YouTube channel. So tune in for that.
That is really going to be a lot of fun. That is something that neither of us have done. And so that's going to be really neat to learn. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it always amazes me after all these years, we can still find new and different ways of using Soflex.
Right?
You would think we would run out of possibilities, but it doesn't. There's always something new to do.
It really is. So I've just got 2 more beads to do here, and then I can show how to finish it. I don't know if you want to show anything on your side in the meantime, Sarah. But if not, then I'll just keep going.
No, just keep going. You're good.
Okay. Awesome. So we've just got 2 more, and then I think I just did 3 square knots to finish. We keep coming up with amazing people and ideas. It's true, Susan. It's really been fantastic collaborating and, talking with so many different people in the industry, meeting new friends and getting together with old friends over the past year and a half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad that COVID in some ways has forced us to rethink how we interact with each other when we're not in person. And it's given me an opportunity to spend time with people that I may not otherwise have gotten to spend time with through these big events, the Great Bead Extravaganza being, the biggest. And then now through Customer Appreciation Week, it's been really lovely. I was going to say, if you like this design, Kristen has quite a few different macrame designs on our YouTube channel. And there is a playlist, I believe, of macrame designs. And so when we're done today, you can always head over to the YouTube channel if you're not already watching there as it is, and look for that macrame list and look over some of the fantastic designs that she's done over the years. And you just backed up, Kristen.
I did.
Did you
Okay,
see
so
how easy that was?
I'm gonna, yeah, exactly. See, look, and it's just got a little tiny little bend in there, nothing really crazy.
It is
And
amazing.
the reason I backed up was I was trying to see when you're doing this, I lost count. So actually, I'm just gonna back up even more. Okay, yeah, I lost count. And one of the things when you're doing a square knot, it is double the spiral. So if you know macrame, the spiral knot is doing this knot on the same side the whole way through, and the square knot is going back and forth, right, left, right, left. The difference is the square knot lays flat because you're switching sides, and the spiral knot starts to create a spiral. Both are really pretty. The spiral knot is even easier to do if you've never macrameed before, because it's just the same thing repeated. But when you're doing the square knot, you can notice if you might have made a mistake because your design starts to spiral. And my design felt like it was starting to spiral, which means I probably did 2 knots on one side accidentally.
Nice.
So I
you
pulled
were
it
able
back.
to back up and fix it just so easily.
Yep, pulled it back out, fixed it, and you'd be none the wiser. You would not know any difference there that I had pulled that back out.
Looks great.
All right,
I
so I just did one,
little
two,
ladies walking in the door trying to see
what's going on.
Little
They're like,
ladies.
all right, Mom, you're usually done by now.
Yeah. They're probably wondering what's going on. Where's my dinner?
Yeah. Go talk to Dad about that today. All
Carrie,
right.
I love to hear that. She says TGB has been a godsend this past year, not to mention all of your lovely kits and videos. Thank you for saying that, because we put a lot of energy into both. And we love doing it. It's really, really fun, and it's been great for us as well. But it's nice to hear that it's impacting others out there and that you guys are enjoying it.
100%. Yeah, it's really lovely to hear that. So thank you for sharing. Okay, so I'm going to do my final finishing off here. So what I'm doing is I'm going to string 2 strands on a 2x2 millimeter crimp tube on the left and 2 strands of the 2x2 millimeter crimp tube on the right. Crimp those and then string 1 in the center. Now you could also do this with a large crimp, use like a 3x3 and grab them all. But when you're using just a 2x2, this is the best method. So I'm gonna crimp these off and then gather them together and put a crimp in the center. And it's gonna look kind of like this. So you've got the 2 there, and then you're gonna have 1 in the center, and then we're gonna create a loop to go around our button. And you can either leave that with just wire, or you can string some of these beads that also came in the kit here, just on the end.
I love how those clear beads look with the purple wire running through them.
Right? Yeah, I thought that was a nice, I wasn't sure when I looked at the kit, I was like, oh, I'm not sure if we have any that make sense. But then I saw that these were in there and I was like, that's perfect.
And those are the ones that are between the triangles?
Yes, I think they are. Good point. I think I pulled them out between the triangles. Yeah. They weren't on their own. I had opened up the triangles because originally I wanted to do something with those, and that's how I ended up with those clear beads on my table.
They're so sparkly.
All right, so I'm using my magical crimper. I'm gonna give it a nice squeeze, and it'll have some point. The 4 corners will get nice and pinched like a ravioli. And turn it 90 degrees, place it back in that center notch, squeeze it again, and then I'm just gonna go around a couple more times, making sure that stays center. And then I'll crimp the other side.
Are you making another ravioli?
I'm making another ravioli. What count are we up to? Ravioli time.
Again, I think that's a very fun game. How many times?
And then I'm just going to cut away the spinel, leaving just the purple since I had the purple. Since the purple is the connection on this side, even though it's kind of hidden, I like to try and keep the colors the same. So I will leave just the purple on this side for this other connection. Using your flush cutters, you can cut right up against that crimp and then save these wires because it's still a good amount of wire left over, perfect for some earrings or another part of a project. Sippy dippy. Andrew needs to play that game with water so that he drinks enough.
I know. I reminded him after again. He needed to go get some water.
He needs to get one of those huge, like, water bottles that helps you keep track. Yeah. Speaking of, I'm going to take a sip myself.
My water bottle. This is the size. Maybe I should send him one of these. Big.
That would be nice.
I think I'm going to do that. Don't tell him.
So on this part here, I'm not going to crimp yet because I need to make my loop. And I'm just going to take one of the wires and I'm going to string on those clear beads and then go back down through the crimp and create my little loop, just like I did here. And then it'll be crimped, and then you can slide that on to your button. And I always like to check, before you crimp, make sure you have enough space. And remember that when you do crimp, it does cinch it down just a little bit. So you don't want to be so tight that you don't have room for what happens when you crimp it and it cinches it just a little bit more. So just a little tip to make sure you're leaving a little bit there for that crimp cinching.
It's a lot of work to then not have your button fit.
Right? That would be so sad. And I will tell you guys, I did have to do this design a few times to get it right. And it was really sad. That's why I have this little purple sample here.
Oh, man.
And these little pieces are because the pink beads were wrapped around and I just cut them off. But I thought that was kind of fun too, like in its own
I know, yeah, it's neat.
Barbed wire kind of way.
I think I see a Halloween design forming.
Right?
Susan's asking, how many wires can you put through a 2x2 millimeter crimp? Typically, you can put 3 019 diameter wires. But we have a really handy chart that shows how many wires you can put through all the different sizes of crimps. And I bet Damien could find that for us in the School of Design and post a link for you. But in this particular case, chart, usually 3.
And that's why I ended up doing this little connection in that way, because otherwise I would have 4 wires and then this loop coming down. So that's actually 5 wires that I would be trying to get into that one crimp, and that wouldn't work. Anything more than 3 is just not gonna fit unless you were to go up to a 3x3 millimeter crimp tube, which is totally an option, and then use a mighty crimping plier. But it'll be a little bit bigger of a connection there. And
so that little hole where your 3 crimps meet is like a perfect spot to attach one of these butterfly charms.
Oh, I was thinking that in this little spot right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I did that on another design where I attached something there, and then it kind of hides your connection, and you could put a little. Good point. I think I'm going to do that for sure.
I'm just so digging how that purple wire looks on those clear beads. It's so good.
That was one of those happy accidents. I took it off of the other strand and because that didn't work. And I said, ooh, these beads would be perfect here.
I did a really fun barbed wire Halloween design years ago, but it doesn't have any beads. So it would be fun to revisit it, in this format and make something fresh. So Kristen will have to take on the barbed wire reins.
The macrame barbed wire option.
But we do have a great Halloween design called Faux Barbed Wire or something. You can find it in our School of Design in our free projects section, which we have tons and tons of free projects, you guys, just lots.
All right, so before I crimp at the end, I always like to add a bead stopper and just double check that it's gonna fit my wrist before I do all of this work. And then it doesn't fit. And you'll see I got my nice little bead stopper holding that in place. I was able to fit. Oh, I lost my feed. Let me just come out and come back in with that.
Okay. It's looking okay on my end, but I'll let you.
Oh, did it? Yeah, I saw my feed just disappear.
Oh.
So.
Just a minute, please.
Yeah, hold a moment. Well, at least I checked that the size was good.
Quick break. Thank you for being here with us today. We will be here all week. Tomorrow, we have 2 great designs coming up, as well as another one for me. We have the Bead Place at 12:30 Pacific. Stars Beads, Kay, will be with us at 2:30, and then I will be back again at 4:30, and I will be making something from this kit as well. Okay, back to Kristen. Commercial break is over.
Back in action here. I don't know if my phone gets tired, but I noticed that last time too. I started to see it blink on my end. I don't think you were seeing the blinking, but I was starting to see it blink. And then it just disappeared.
I know that Kay's overheated, so I do think there's something about streaming
that might just be
hard on a phone.
Yeah, that could be. And I'm going.
Time.
It's like, sorry, this was an hour. You gotta go.
Yeah. Well, imagine my live sales.
Yeah, totally. I don't know how you make it through those live sales. My goodness.
Which, speaking of, they are doing all of your orders for the live sale. They were writing invoices today. They're going to work on pictures next, and they will be in touch through Facebook if you placed an order through our last live sale. Look at that.
So cute.
It's so
and then
cute.
You have options in here of using either of the butterflies as a little charm. Let's see if I can get this guy open. This is a nice little findings pack we had in this kit.
I know. Yeah, this kit was a little more expensive. It was $39.95 versus our normal $32.95. So if you do get a regular $32.95 kit, it won't be quite so beefy. It will have probably just one 10-foot spool of wire rather than 3, and it may have a few less findings. But we put a little more in because we knew we were going to do multiple designs from the kit and wanted to make sure there was plenty to work with.
Cute. Are these
I think the jump rings are closed.
That's what I was just wondering. Yeah.
I don't know if you can snip them or if they'll break.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to snip them. Maybe I'll do a little loop
head pin
on
thing
here. Yeah. These are such pretty head pins. I actually bought myself some of these head pins because they are just really nice to have.
Those abandoned in a Softlux cabinet, you guys. They got them in, and because they were just a little bent, they were like, nope, these aren't nice enough to sell. And so they hid them away in a cabinet for probably over a decade. And then Sarah came along and was like, what is this? These are lovely.
Right. Why is this here? I don't know if I want to use these because you're not going to end up snipping out. I'm better off just getting some craft there and making a little connection that way. Or finding another jump ring that is open.
I am
And
going
I just get a message.
mute your. Okay, I think that's going to be better. You weren't muted because you went in and out.
Oh, sorry about that. So I was doubling up.
You're still kind of funny in sound, but we'll make it work.
I get a message at my phone. No, so I may lose you guys on the demo side, but at this point, just going to add a little jump ring, so it's not too big of a deal.
And Kristen will post a picture of the design on our Instagram page and in our VIB Facebook group. Maybe not tonight, but probably tomorrow, I would guess. We both will have to go have dinner at some point. We're just going to sit and bead for the rest of our lives this week. All right, let's see if we can get you back in without a lot of feedback. Kristen, can you unmute yourself? You're muted on both devices.
See.
There you go. Yeah, she's just a little choppy. So she's going to go ahead and finish up the design. And maybe I will do the chit chatter for her. Nice. So with a simple jump ring, you add that little cute little charm. Looks great. And that's such a pretty design. I can't wait to see the finished picture of it. And you have to unmute or mute yourself, Kristen, if you want to talk. Okay, so I'm going to, yes, thank you. I'm going to close everything out for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let me flash this schedule for you. You can find this in our Facebook group. It's everything that's going to be happening this week. You can see we just went through day one. We had our kickoff party. We hosted Allegory Gallery, had a great time with Andrew and William. And then tonight we opened our Butterfly Garden Design Kit, and Kristen made a beautiful macrame bracelet. Tomorrow we will see Abby at 12:30 Pacific. We'll see Stars Beads Kay at 2:30, and then I will be back at 4:30 with a brand new design using the Butterfly Garden Design Kit as well. And we are just going to keep on trucking through. And Miss Kristen, are you doing better?
I am. I plugged in my, both my devices were going low on battery, and I had them fully charged when we started. So that just tells you that, like, about an hour is when everything just starts to go.
Yeah. It takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, so I plugged in the laptop, and now that's working again. And I'm just not going to worry about the demo because we finished that. So I'll share a picture in the VIB group so you guys can see the final design. And have a wonderful evening. This was such a fun day. I can't believe we're going to do it 4 more times.
So we're going to do the same thing we normally do with our kits. We will have a contest with a random winner chosen to win our next kit. And so we're going to run it the same time frame as Summer Rain. So you have until the end of next month. It's usually the Monday before the last Wednesday of the month. I don't have a calendar in front of me, but I will tell you what that date is tomorrow. You will have until then to post designs that you make with this kit. Every design that you post is an entry to win our next kit, and we choose a winner at random. Make sure you hashtag CAW so we can find those entries, and that makes it a little easier on Thomas. If you're posting other things that are not related to this kit, but are related to other presentations, you can always hashtag Customer Appreciation Week in the Facebook group. And you will also find all of the presentations are hashtagged that way if you're looking for them, or they are in the announcements, and we'll leave them there for a period of time so they're easy to find, especially if you're replaying in the evening. Brenda's asking, what size was the bracelet you made?
It is 7 inches, not including the little loop. So it's from the button all the way to the end. Last crimp is 7 inches, and then you've got the little loop here, which is about another inch that goes around that button. So
And Andrew's saying to tag Allegory Gallery if you make anything using the kit. They would love to see what you make as well. So just do a hashtag Allegory Gallery in the Facebook group, and that'll make it easy for them to be able to see what you've made as well. All right, that's it for us today.
Yay! We made it! This is
I
fun.
did 4 videos today, you guys. 4. You can check out the rest of that design that I finished using the Allegory Gallery pendant on Instagram Reels. And we will see you tomorrow at 12:30 Pacific. I can't wait. And I hope you're having a great week. Make sure you go pre-order your commemorative mug. It's going to be stock full of goodies, really good stuff. I may even go through
mine was empty.
I may even go through my Swarovski hoard.
That's a good idea. Do you still have beads left? I can't believe that.
Not a ton, but I have some, and I might put some of those in these mugs. So make sure you go pre-order one at softluxcompany.com, and then it'll have other fun stuff in it as well. All right, bye till tomorrow.
Bye till tomorrow.